right. If you guys are joining us, then that means you guys are in the spot to be. This is the Locker Room Show, and I'm your host, Coach Terrence Wood, joining you every Thursday where we bring you guys the information that matters to you, the topics that are critical to those that are aspiring to be in the football entertainment industry. So tonight we got an amazing show lined up for you guys. And I've got my host, my co-host with the most that always holds me down on the other end of the defense, on the other side of the cornerback side of the tandem. And that is none other than Mr. Q, the guru. What's going on, Playmaker?
What's going on, Coach, man? What's going on? We got another hot show. Please excuse the background noise, man. I'm up here in Austin, man, at Kalahari Resorts. If you ever get an opportunity, bring the family up here. I've been up here being a 10-year-old kid all day. I've been on water slides all day. I've been on food snacks all day. So let's get it, man. It's time to do this show.
All right, so you guys know we are live, so bear with us. Q, when you're not talking, maybe hit that mute button. But Q is ready to go. He's on the fruit snacks. He's celebrating his baby's birthday, and we got another amazing show lined up for you. So let me get into the gentleman that we're all here to hear from, the one that is our guest tonight, the one that has lived the football entertainment industry and then took it to the next level, you guys. He said, I'm not done with entertainment, and then he hopped in to the music side of things, and that's none other than the great Mr. Hubert Payne. What's going on, Mr. Payne?
What's up with you, buddy? How you doing, man? Glad to be here.
Hey, man, we are pumped up. You know, I've been wanting to have you on for a while. Super busy man, and we're going to get into some of the things that he's got his hands in here shortly. So very excited for tonight's show, and thank you for coming on tonight.
Thanks for having me, Terrence, man. I appreciate you, buddy.
No doubt, no doubt. So, hey, let's get into it. I see some of our usuals coming in. I see my mother-in-law, Victoria Jones, saying happy Thursday. She's always down in the locker room, ready to go. The great Coach Foss says he's ready to go, too. And then he also said Q might want to get 2 or 3 packs of snacks for this show because it's about to be a good one.
Hey, I'm always welcoming gifts, Eric, man. You got to go ahead and send me a couple of boxes, man.
Okay, might be a sponsor. Hold on. We can't talk too much about the fruit snacks. So let's get into it, man. Those that are joining us live, thank you for stopping on by, tapping in. If you're catching the recording of this, we appreciate you as well. Please share with everybody you can, and please like as well. In the Locker Room Show, you guys, we cover the journey of some of the people who have come through the football entertainment industry, but we also cover the trending topics, the things that matter to you guys. So let's get into it right away. And I'm so pumped up to have you on tonight, Hubert, because you've got an interesting career, man. And I know it's taking you to a few different schools, and you didn't go to maybe the traditional prep school, but you had an interesting high school experience, and you decided to go off to a boarding school, very much like a prep school. A lot of the kids we deal with on the West Coast are not familiar with that type of environment, that type of education, and it also offers some opportunities to many other guys. This is LaShawn McCoy, a great former NFL running back. He went to Milford Academy, and he says that it helped shape his NFL career. So talk to us a little bit about that, Hubert. I mean, most people are going to school right around the corner from their house.
Yeah.
You went off for 4 years. What was that experience like? And do you think it's something that would be beneficial for more kids to look at?
I do definitely think it's beneficial for a lot of kids to look at. For me, growing up in Detroit, I never even played for my neighborhood Little League team. My father was very intentional about, hey, where's the best? And we're going to be around the best. My father was a musician, so he was very aware of a competitive advantage and being around people who kind of, raise you up a bit. So for me, I went to Orchard Lake St. Mary's, moved out the house when I was 14 years old, and I was engulfed in just, football. I mean, it's a Catholic school, and I mean, you're dealing with like basically all the all-star Little League players. We all decided, man, let's go to one school and try to win as many state championships as we can. And our goal, we never talked about winning. It was about, man, could we get 70 today? it was pretty dominant team that we put together, but pluses and minuses, and I got to share both, right? So the pluses, I'm in the dorms, and I'm roommates with juniors and seniors that are getting letters from colleges. They're going through the process. I'm getting media guys where I can look in and see, oh man, the skill position guys, they all ran track. They're all, sub 11 flat. So I know where I need to be. Or I see how the 17-year-old that's getting a bunch of looks, I see how he's working and I see how he's moving with his free time. So I at least need to meet that for me to go to the next level. You know what I mean? So the culture around Orchard Lake was great. It was all about excellence. Now the thing about Orchard Lake is no girls, so it was all boys. Very focused environment, not a lot of distractions, which was cool. Which also to me, I feel like maybe was a negative. I feel like I definitely missed some things when it came to you learn women in high school. You learn how to be friends with the opposite sex. And everyone that you meet that's a female is not your girlfriend. You know what I mean? I had to learn those things the hard way sometimes. But football-wise, it was great. Now, a part of me wants to say, if I'd have went to my neighborhood school, maybe I'd have been, all state and, had a whole bunch of accolades. I still had offers, but I mean, I had 6 guys in my senior class in high school that played NFL football in my senior class. Think about that.
Wow.
So it was like, I had a bunch of offers, but I was always comparing myself up. And, later on in life, I kind of worked those things out, which is a big reason why I'm passionate about the voice that I have now and helping younger players. Yeah. But overall, I think it was a good experience. But football is it can be dangerous. It's like a double-edged sword, right? So for me, I would say, it's all about making sure that even though you might be in a super intense environment where it's a football school, it's a prep school, and we live here, eat, sleep, drink football, it's not your identity, right? It's what you do. It's not who you are. And once that becomes unhealthy, that doesn't lead to anything good, right? So I can go all day about that part of it, but I'm sure we'll touch on it. But yeah.
Well, and I know a lot of our athletes are considering prep school or
Mhm.
maybe some type of hybrid like Hubert's talking about. So,
Yeah.
Don't make any rash decisions, talk it out, get some advice from somebody who's done it. And that's some great feedback right there, Hubert. We are on to our next topic, you guys. And this one is obviously in line with who our guest is tonight. This is activities that help football, you guys. Activities that help football. A lot of times, Q, I know we're talking about soccer, we're talking about some of these sports, but right here, we've got Jason Kelsey, just played in the Super Bowl, brother of Travis Kelsey, tight end for the Chiefs. And he says, man, the saxophone
Awesome.
and being a musician, coming up in the school band helped him out for many different reasons, reading the music and different things like that. Obviously, your background is amazing. Master musician on the drummers, obviously have toured with Little Big Town, Grammy Award winning group. And I wanted to ask you and bring it to you. Talk to me about things maybe outside of just the typical baseball, basketball, maybe track that people aren't even thinking about that could help lead to you being a better football player.
Well, for me, man, I was just talking about it to some players today. Playing the drums, it's a very physical instrument. And it's all like I look at the drum set like, I have a computer system in my brain, right? And to play the drums, it's all about coordination. Can you play one rhythm with your right hand and then something with your left and then something with your right foot and something with your left foot, right? Now, the thing that a lot of people are like, man, I could never sit down and do that. And I'm like, well, I couldn't either until I sat down for 12 hours a day for years and tried to figure it out, right? So to me, I'm thinking about, all right, if I can't do something, I haven't downloaded the muscle memory. So it's a lot of alone, really intense study and practice of rehearsing certain movements to to be able to play any rhythm with any limb. So you get it to the point where you can respond to music without really thinking about it. So you're basically training your subconscious mind. And then, after a while, it becomes art. And then your art begins to reflect your personality. Just like playing football, you hear a lot of people say, man, when I get on the field, that's who I am. I just get in the flow state. So basically, especially at running back, I felt like I developed my feet from playing drums. I developed my work ethic and my ability to focus for long periods of time doing one thing. Because that's mastery, right? A lot of people can do karaoke, or do a couple sprint drills, but like, can you do it every day for like 5 hours? And I think I developed that muscle from playing drums as a young kid for hours alone, and also being able to, as a young drummer, you watch other drummers. I watch my dad, and I try to extract as much as I can. Like, so, I'm watching for details. So that translates to football, right? You want to be able to watch a guy and say, man, that guy's different. Like, how can I get to where he is? For example, today at X3 where I work during this season, I got about 40 pre-draft guys, and AJ Brown came in the building, right? And he walks in, and he didn't really run around much, but he's just kind of walking around and hanging out. And I'm immediately looking like, man, what's the difference between him and our guys that are receivers that are hoping to be drafted in about a month, right? And you can see it, man. You can see it, like just his.
So this is AJ Brown that just played in the Super Bowl.
Oh yeah,
a couple
just
days
Super
ago.
Bowl.
And he's in the gym today.
In the gym today, walking across the turf, hanging out.
All right, I'm not. Hey,
right back at him.
Hey, he held court too. He sat around and just answered questions for like 45 minutes, man.
That's awesome, man.
It was great. He's a great dude.
Yeah,
he's a great dude. But man, I'm watching his body. I'm watching how he moves, and I'm like, just so I can help my guys. Like, and they were watching too. I'm watching them watch him. They're like, okay, on that level, that's what these guys look like, and they're a month away.
Yeah.
So it's that translates, being able to kind of, see someone that has a bag that might be deeper than yours, and can you steal it? Right. That's what it's all about.
Yeah.
Good point. Good point.
Yeah.
Well, hey, right there, you guys hear, there are some correlations and some things that he was doing as a musician that correlated to him as a football player. Now, his was reverse. Well, actually, you were playing musician young. You were playing the drums when you were younger. So that's a good deal.
Focus on it.
Hey,
yeah.
Q,
I know you want to. I want to get to you, brother.
Yeah,
because this is right up your alley. And here's another one. Chidi Awuzie. This is the great corner, former CU buff, and now he's with the Bengals. He says, you guys, playing chess as a football player has helped him. And he claims to be the baddest one in the NFL at chess. So talk to me, Q. I know you've been big on soccer. What's some other things? Jerry Rice said he was catching bricks. Talk to me about what you think are some of the undercover things.
Well, yeah, no, definitely. Like I said, I mean, soccer for sure. Again, I always go back again to, the Ocho and, in the Odell, which were, like they were like literally like could have went professionally. But the two things that people leave out, guys, that really, really help, and it really everyone is tuning in tonight, really listen in, that we forget about is ballet and martial arts.
Yeah.
Ooh, those two things, I promise you, will have your game on another level. Look at Aaron Donald, a martial artist. When everything translates in regards to not just in regards to mental focus, he goes as far as he even does knife fighting. I'm not going to say go that for y'all, but I assure you that martial arts and as well as ballet, if you just even try to incorporate that into your off-season regimen, it will change you as an athlete. I learned about ballet all the way back from Herschel Walker when he was even with the Cowboys, and he started incorporating ballet for increased flexibility, and it enhanced even him already being a monster. But I promise you that'll enhance you tenfold, engaging in either one, if not both of those activities for sure.
I love it. I love it. And here's another one for you guys, because I know some of you guys act a little funny around the ballet for whatever reason, but the gymnastics.
Yeah.
A lot of guys that you see doing the backflips and all of that have a background. Donald Strickland has a background in gymnastics, you guys, for balance, for all of that stuff, flexibility. So do not sleep on these alternative things. I see we got the transition of power coming in, and they're saying yoga, Pilates. So some of those things, you guys, can take your game to the next level.
Swimming.
And people are sleeping. So
I do want to say this because like I'm on the phone with scouts every day, and I'm walking with 40 guys trying to go pro, and we're working on only pro day stuff. So it's like speed, 3-cone, 5, 10, 5. Man, track is huge.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
Because it opens up your capacity for speed, right? Mm-hmm. So these guys are working to try to be the fastest they can be in a 10-week span for their pro day, right? And you can just see the track guys, like every time we tested when they first came in, we tested them in the middle.
They're different.
And like, man, when I'm pitching these guys to scouts, the scouts are like, is he going to test well? Some of these guys that went to lower division schools, they might be on the radar. How's he going to test? Even agents, is he going to test well? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And what I see the difference is guys that have a track background, they're used to that kind of training, and they've built that quick twitch, capacity, and it translates really well. Even bigger guys.
Yeah.
Like even the bigger guys.
Yeah.
Great point.
Yeah.
Great point.
I mean, yes,
it's a great foundation.
Absolutely. We can even go as far as baseball. I mean, reason being is because I know myself, I was a kick and punt returner. Well, if you used to catching pop flies and line drives in the outfield, you're not going to drop a punt. Look at a baseball and look at a football. So it's a whole lot. If you guys really start searching, that you can incorporate, to better yourself as an overall football player for sure.
Great point, you guys, right there. So, hey, listen up. You want to take your game to the next level. We're on to our next topic, you guys. And once again, this is the Locker Room Show. We are live. Q is at the hotel trying to make sure he don't get kicked out. We got the great Hubert Payne with us, and we're laying it down, you guys. So thank you for joining us. We are on to Calvin Ridley, you guys. The great Calvin Ridley. He is from Alabama, Tuscaloosa fame with Nick Saban, great wide receiver, and got off to a decent start as an NFL wide receiver, but got into some trouble, y'all. Got into a little bit of trouble gambling, and actually was gambling on NFL games while he wasn't playing, was gambling on Falcons games when he was on the injured reserve. So unfortunately got caught up and got suspended for a year. Now he is working to get reinstated, you guys, and it looks like he's due $11 million if he can get reinstated. So I'm sure it's a priority on the top of his list. But I wanted to run it by you guys, and I'll start with you, Q. Calvin wasn't too smart, and he actually was posting about the bets and doing all the things. So, that it didn't take much time to find out little Calvin was guilty. But talk to me about some of these cats, maybe that might be doing it through a friend or something like that. Do you think that this is a bigger topic or issue than is usually discussed?
I mean, no, absolutely, man. And it's something that's always going to be ongoing. I mean, even if you look at, you look at Pete Rose, man, and how, he's been ridiculed over the years. I mean, the man is in his late 70s, maybe early 80s, and they still won't let him in the Baseball Hall of Fame in regards to betting. The one thing I could never understand is that as an athlete, how is it that you can't bet on yourself, but everyone else can bet on you and make a ton of money? So that part I'll never understand why they just don't legalize it across the board, because you as a professional athlete, you're the whole key for people, making money anyway. I think
you get a reverse though, guys betting against themselves and kind of the point shaving.
I mean,
thing?
you should have free. I mean, it's one of those things where true. I mean, you can get, but and I know that it can be it can come down to an integrity issue in regards to guys, point shaving, tossing games or whatnot. But again, even if that's the case, whether guys are doing it or not, it's still people making money off of it regardless. So why not let it be the athlete as well? Now you would hope that wouldn't happen, and guys are suiting it up and really coming into play and put it all out there every time that they suit up. But at least in this case, I mean, I believe that everyone, deserves a second chance. He's a great player. If he gets an opportunity to get back in, they should give him another shot. I mean, Lord knows, look how many opportunities these other guys have gotten. Josh Gordon, I mean, how many times opportunity he had, 11, 12? We on 14 now?
Yeah.
So it's like, it's got,
marijuana.
He should have an opportunity to get back in, and reestablish himself as a top player that he was before he got in trouble.
Talk to me a little bit, Hubert. I mean, obviously, you've been on the football side of the team. You've been on the music side of being on the team. If he's on my team and he starts dropping balls, am I thinking a little bit differently? Do you think that Calvin should be reinstated?
I think he should be reinstated, but I think this is an awesome teachable moment. So the Packers last couple of years, I worked with the Packers on the performance coaching side, and they'll bring me in. Like the first time they brought me in, player engagement guys like, Hubert, I'm gonna give you the CBA, man. We got these rookies. They're gonna be going home for the first time. It was like right after rookie minicamp. And he's like, they're going home for the first time, and I want you to talk to our guys about making healthy decisions. So I'm going to email you a PDF for the CBA. So, man, this dude emails me the CBA. First of all, it's huge. And I'm flipping. I'm like, I'm not reading the CBA. But here's the thing. So I ended up speaking to the rookies about, guys, let's for real break this down. You got a short window of time in your life to make a lot of money and have a great experience to set yourself up. We got to be selective about where we hang our hat and our principles, right? Some things ain't really worth going back and forth about. And you need to have your own CBA about how to maximize this situation. Like for me, I play country music. I'm a black dude from Detroit. So I've had to navigate all kinds of different tour bus situations and in different cities and playing for different artists and all these things. And it's very easy to get caught up in how I think they should run their organization. But I don't own it. And my power really is, can I dance and play the game on the highest level? And then if I don't like it, that's all right. I'll just get another opportunity. But it's not going to be because you can find something on me. It's going to be because I elevated above it, right? So my message to the Packers rookies was, what's your CBA, right? Your principles got to be a higher standard than whatever the league is asking you to do. And I think that comes from proper perspective and gratitude and understanding what this opportunity really is. I mean, that's college players as well. It's like you got a lot of guys arguing about, man, I should be able to smoke. Okay, maybe you should. But how much power is in that argument? And what do you get from that? Why not, not manipulate the situation, but maximize it by nailing it, kill it, and then go to the next level, kill that, and then go to the next level, kill that. And then you can look back and say, hey, when I own my own thing, I'm going to behave like I want to. And this is my pathway to it. You know what I'm saying? So I see a lot of guys get caught up in that. And that's always my message. Like, man, be careful what you're going to hang your hat on. And also, I tell my kids, you're like, Dad, I don't want to go to school. Like, what is the point? I'm never going to need to learn how to do this. And I'm like, man, it's not about the geometry. It's about, can you play the game? Can you figure out what the rules are and execute the game on the highest level? And that's enough to keep you that's enough to keep you focused and, keep you busy.
No, that's a great point right there. And I like that. What is your CBA? They have theirs.
Right.
The organization has theirs. They're going to abide by it. If you don't, you're out of there. But what's your personal CBA? That's big time. I love that. It looks like we might have lost Q, so hopefully he can get back on. Okay, here he comes. And once again, you guys Q, you still with us? You got us, brother?
There he is.
All right, so we got a little bit of a delay. Okay, he's back. He's back, ladies and gentlemen. He had to go get one more last fruit snack, and hopefully you're breaking up a little bit, Q. So keep on getting that Wi-Fi going. We are live. He's in a hotel for his baby's birthday, so bear with us, you guys. We're gonna go on to our next topic, you guys, and that is the NFL alumni resources. The alumni resources, you guys, and we got you back, Q. And I wanted to talk to you guys about this because I thought this was pretty big. And we got a former player, young man named Aaron Wallace, you guys. And I came across this article where he has, look at the title, former football player revamps NASA air filter invention. So the NASA is having some air filter issues. These units are hard to get to. They're hard to clean. A lot of big buildings, industrial buildings, schools have this same problem. And this gentleman, who used to be a former NFL player, has figured this out through his company. And it sounds like an amazing deal. It sounds like he is set to make a lot of money, actually more money than he was making playing. And then when you break down the article, you guys, he's saying that it was a different, basically an NFL resource, an NFL association deal that taught him how to do this and gave him the connections and the resources to pull this off. Right here, the NFLPA has a website where they host benefits, events, educational opportunities for former players to take advantage of resources like this, which catapulted this young man. I have an inside source, Hubert, that we both know, happens to be your cousin, Hannibal Navies, that says he works with the trust. And he says, which is supposed to help former players like this. And he says a lot of guys, you got to beat down their door. You got to call them 1,000,000 times to get them to take advantage of these free resources. So I wanted to throw this to you guys. When so many guys are down and out, 80% of NFL players end up broke after 4 years of their career. Why are they not taking advantage of these resources, in your opinion?
Ooh, can I go on this one?
We'll start with you.
All right, so my thoughts on it start with, I mean, you got a guy whole life organized around the game that chose him, right? You receive love that way, you get attention that way, you make all your decisions based around the game, and then you're in your 20s and that game is taken away. And I think with a lot of guys, it's a procrastination piece, but the procrastination is rooted in, I'm not as passionate about anything as I was about the game. And I've been through this, you know, and I've studied it and I walk with people through it. And my thought is, when you can understand that curiosity is the first step to passion, you can take one step based on, hey man, that's interesting. And then that can turn into passion once you figure out like why and how it connects to you. But I think a lot of guys, it's not that they don't need it, because we know they need it. It's not that the resources aren't there, because they are. It's being able to take your identity from football and be able to turn your weapon in a different direction. And it's just a lack of identifying, hey man, what else? Like, you can't tell me a football player that feels like, man, I wasn't supposed to do this. This was in me. This is who I am. So when you go that hard and you create a way of being around the sport like that, it's really hard to just stop that train and point in a different direction, right? So I mean, I talk to these kids every day, and it's like, man, I'm not passionate. I mean, it's a lot of adults, and I'll ask people all the time. I'm like, yo, like, real talk. When you the last time you played football, whether it was high school or college, have you felt the same excitement in life since then? Most people quick to answer and say, no, nothing was like running out of that tunnel, you know? And to me, I'm like, well, let's get curious about what you're curious about, because we can control passion. That's what I believe. I mean, I believe that football is it's easier to do it because all it takes is a ball, and your friends probably played it. And like I said, you probably got attention from a parent or parents, and you build your life around it. But you can transfer that, man. You can transfer that. You start with curiosity and keep moving into reverse engineering, whatever that thing is. You'll gain more interest, and that turns into a flame of passion, and then you got more energy and direction to go for these kind of resources.
I love it. I love it right there. So it's built behind the passion. It's going to give you the fuel to go. Talk to me, Q. I mean, I'll be honest with the listeners. When I left Colorado, I didn't really look into what they had available. I don't know if you did when you left the University of Kansas, but why do you think that these players rather go broke than using some of these resources?
I mean, it's kind of learned behavior almost too, because you got to think about it. A lot of times, as you just said, Coach, we didn't even utilize the full amount of resources we did even in college.
Yeah.
So it's already learned behavior then not to be able to, not being used to utilizing your full resources. So it's going to be carryover even if you in the league, regardless how long you were there, how much money you made. It's going to, unfortunately, this is about undoing a learned behavior.
Okay.
It's also about, to me, putting the right people around you, choosing the right agent that will be able to direct you in, as well, post career. So it's a lot of different factors, man, but it's definitely a subject that we will continue to talk about, because these guys, we see it too much, man, where they're not, they're playing and these guys aren't getting to their 5-year mark, and they're not getting a pension. We said that before, man, and they just end up, man, broke with no direction whatsoever.
Wow, that's big right there, you guys. And once again, man, you're not a one-trick pony. You guys can do more than just football, you guys. So take advantage because you're gonna meet people that you're not gonna have access to after your football career.
Facts.
So take advantage, you guys. We're on to our next topic, you guys, and we got Hubert for a little while longer. We got Q the Guru for a little while longer before his daughter comes and grabs him off the mic. So let's get into it. This one I wanted to get with you on, Hubert, because now you mentioned A3 performance. Right now you're not on stage with Little Big Town, and you've decided to use your influence to help out these athletes that are trying to work to get to the next level and put some money in their family's pocket. And I wanted to ask you, one, what was your decision and what were the factors for you to say, let me start working with athletes? But really, even more so, too, where do you find that these young men are underserved? I know you're talking to them. You're spending a lot of time with them. I know you're working on the Ferrari. You're working on their physical side. But in talking to these young men, where are you like, okay, maybe this cat is a little naive, or wow, you didn't learn that in college? Where do you find that these young men have been underserved?
Oh, man, this is a great question. It's a great question. I'm getting emotional because I'm thinking about a player that this guy's going to be a late round draft pick. I'm not going to say his school. He's a great player. I'll say that. And he just kind of he's got an agent, great agent. Went to a Power 5 school, and he's here in Nashville training, and he was missing some days. And he would come in with his shades on, and I'm like, bro, what's going on with you, man? Like, you got a small window, man. It's time to show up. Like, what's really going on with you? And the first thing I was like, give me something stock. Oh man, coach, I'm gonna come in and lock in tomorrow. But I just kept asking, but like, really, like, how are you? What's going on with you? And after a while, man, he started throwing up and like, hey, coach, this was going on in my life. I'm worried about these bills. I got an agent, but I'm worried about my car, all these things. And I'm like, so we kept talking, and I basically just met him right where he was, right? And my intentions had nothing to do with, I mean, he's already training with us. I'm not trying to sell him something. I don't want a piece of his contract. It's nothing that he could give me at this point, right? And I just checked on his heart and how is he doing as a person. And he broke down and he's been locked in ever since. And he came in the next morning and he said, Hugh, bro, I can't tell you the last time somebody called and checked on me. Me. Checked on me as a person and like cared about me without, am I going to run for whatever so I can get picked up and raise my stock? You know what I mean? So I think a lot of times we start looking at these athletes like commodities, right? Even, parents a lot of times because they're investing a lot and you might not realize it, but you can think one thing, but if you don't express, I care about you beyond how you're performing, you got to check in. Like, so I would encourage that, like, be intentional about son, daughter, how are you? Right. And you might not have all the answers to help them go from A to B, but opening that door and them feeling like someone's there for me and my performance has nothing to do with it, that becomes more and more rare the more elite they get. That's what I've noticed. So, I mean, and I try to hold that space intentionally for the guys in our building and anyone I'm talking to. Really, it's like, man, I'm looking for hearts. Hey, how's your heart? And I'm being mindful of how I'm showing up with my heart. Am I taking the time myself to do my own work? So I'm working through my things. So I'm not showing up, throwing it on you, or treating you like something that happened to me 10 minutes ago. You know what I mean? Man, I say that's probably the biggest place where we're underserving. I get it. It's about performance. Coaches are getting fired like this. Now we got NIL into play, and it's a lot of different things that are, at the table that are being considered when decisions are being made. And now we're throwing in a lot of mental health resources. But I think it needs to go beyond the mental health coordinator. It needs to be more of a culture between athletes, between parents and athletes and coaches and athletes to check in with the person beyond the performance.
Wow, that's amazing right there. And yes, that is so needed. That's part of the reason why we started Before You Go Pro. Q, you went to University of Kansas, played major college football, went on and played in the Arena Football League. I don't know how you felt when you left Lawrence, Kansas. I know you were probably physically on point, but were there any areas, financial, spiritual, mental, did you need a couple dollars in your pocket? Was there any area that you felt underserved leaving Kansas? You might be on mute, Q. There you go.
My bad, Joe. It's one of those things where often as an athlete, especially, having a, good performance coming out of a Power 5 school, you have aspirations to go on to the next level. Sometimes family members all the way up to others that could be around you, you start being not looked at as human. Almost, you're more kind of like how you were saying. You're more as an object almost than an actual human being. So I mean, it's the underserved is an understatement, in a lot of ways, man. Because emotional. This game is an emotional game, and it will take a lot out of you, man.
Mm-hmm.
And again, that's why I always said, myself versus getting, drafted reasonably high. My issues were off the field, tied back to that exact subject matter of being underserved, whether it was, emotionally or whatever the case may be, so this is a huge subject matter that a lot of these schools, all the way down to high school, are severely lacking. So that's something that needs to trickle down to the counselors and coaches all the way down to the high school level. Because like you were saying as well, these parents, and everyone's putting so much investment, into these kids, even in Pop Warner, and expecting a return on investment, nothing less than the league. Nothing.
That's right.
anything less than the league, and you will fail. You see what I'm saying? And that's what things, whether it's myself, T, or you as well.
Yeah.
Coach T was, an unreasonably good DB, but it's so much that has to go right for you to, get drafted, of course, but to get to that level and get a true opportunity suiting up and what have you. But a lot of it goes back to this.
Wow, you guys brought up some good points right there. I actually got goosebumps because it's the machine. It's the machine, and if you're not ready for the machine, you get chewed up, you guys. So there's a lot of underserved athletes. They may look like they're the bomb on Saturday or Sunday, but they're hurting inside for different reasons. So you coaches, you parents, slow down, like Hubert and Q are saying. Coach Hughes says financial literacy. That's definitely, and then also being a celebrity. So thank you, Coach Hughes, for sharing that. And you're definitely right with that. We are on to our next topic, you guys, and we're breezing through this show. We are so excited and appreciative for having Hubert on tonight, bringing some gems, bringing some big time gems. But a lot of people, Hubert, show up for the lightning round, because they want to hear, brother, what's on your mind. So there's lightning coming in forecast, and we are going to bring Hubert through our lightning round. So if you're joining us for the first time, the lightning round is where it goes down. That is our version, you guys, of our word association game, where our guest has 60 seconds to tell us what's on his mind. Now, we're going to bring him through a list of people, questions, different things like that, places and times, and we're going to see where Mr. Hubert Payne takes us. Now, I know he's been on the road, and some crazy things can happen on the road when you're traveling with people. So not everything is PG or PG-13, but Hubert is going to keep it PG-13 for us tonight.
We're going to try. We're going to try.
So you ready to get after it, big dog?
Let's do it.
Hubert, all right. Real quick, I want to give my man a tip. If it comes up, go with peach cobbler.
All right. It may or may not come up, but we're going to see. And let me get my stopwatch ready so everybody knows that I'm not cheating nobody, because I was had people looking for me, Hubert, because they thought I was cheating. So we are not just doing this for fun. We actually got a little prize on this, and it's not a little big town type dinner, but you will receive a dinner on the Locker Room Show and a hotel stay on us if you do get over 13 on the lightning round. So you get one for tech difficulties. So let's see how you do. So 12 or more, you're in the running. All right, brother? And we got 2 that got 13. So we're going to have a little final lightning round here soon. So I got my stopwatch ready, and let's get started. First thing that comes on your mind, all right? All right. Number 1, Damar Hamlin. Go.
Grace.
Maryville University.
Second chance.
Sean LaFleur.
My guy.
Detroit, Michigan.
Home.
Lawrence Taylor or Ray Lewis?
Ray Lewis.
Favorite fish to eat?
I like salmon.
Coming to America 1 or 2?
1.
Sean Taylor.
Hit stick. Original.
Travis Kelce or Tony Gonzalez?
Kelce.
Joe Paterno. 45 seconds.
Good coach.
Chili cheese fries or chili cheese nachos?
Fries. Come on.
Questlove.
My guy.
Time. You're right there.
Yeah,
all right. And I'll give you the last one for fun. Is it London or New York?
London.
Okay, all right. So let's add them up. Let's add them up, y'all, because he got close on that one, and then we're gonna revisit. Okay, so we got Damar Hamlin. That's some grace right there. We got 1. We got Maryville 2. We got Sean LaFleur 3. We got Detroit, Michigan 5. We got Laura Ray Lewis, 6. We got the Salmon, 7. We got Coming to America, 1. 8. We got Sean Taylor, 9. We got Travis Kelce, 10. We got Joe Paterno, 11. We got chili cheese fries, 12. And we got Questlove. We got 13. And then with the tech delay, we have a new champion, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, he was moving, boys. So there we go. There we go. So, hey, Nashville, it's on us as long as you can get through the season. So we got it about till April. We got about another month and a half. Nobody get 14, then it's on us. Great job, man. So let's revisit a couple of these. Obviously, the DeMar Hamlin, that's Grace. Sean LaFleur, I know you played with in college. That's the head coach of the Green Bay Packers. Yeah. Great deal there. You say you're going with the Salmon on the fish. He says he's going with the Coming to America 1 over the 2. He says Travis Kelce, ladies and gentlemen, has leapfrogged the great Tony Gonzalez.
That's surprising. And then
he said he's going with the chili cheese fries instead of the nachos. All right. So there we go. Great job on that one, man. And we are on to our last topic, having some fun with the great Hubert Payne. This is a former NCAA football player turned musician, and now he's training athletes getting ready for the NFL. So we got a lot of value out of tonight's show. For the last section, we got the audience Q&A. If somebody has a question, do not hesitate. Put it in the comment section. Q, if you got a question, keep me posted. But Hubert, I got a good one for you, and it actually came to mind when you were talking about traveling with the country group. Mm-hmm. Obviously, a brother from Detroit, Michigan. Mm-hmm. You don't see too many cats playing drums for the country group. The Ink Spot. You know, a lot of these young men say they want D1. They say they want big-time college scholarship. I went to the University of Colorado. Q went to Kansas. We didn't see too many people that look like us. How did you get used to that? How did you get comfortable with that? How did you perform in that type of environment?
I think for me, I had a really traumatic event where I got into a knife fight. Crazy. I'm trying to put my finger in the camera, but I lost control of I can't even do it, but I lost control of my finger, right? Got stabbed in the hand, couldn't play drums for a year. And when I was kind of set down, I'm like, man, what are my limiting beliefs? I want to be a professional drummer, but it's not really clicking. I thought about it. I'm like, hey, I'm in Nashville. People say it's Music City. Only thing is they're playing country music, but man, when your life almost gets taken away, I was an empty cup, super humble. I just went downtown because there was a lot of drum sets down there. I started making friends and try to get jobs, and it just happened to be in country. So I think I was so low that I was able to kind of get over the hurdle of my limiting beliefs. And then, you know, in my personal growth, I started identifying more with my faith as opposed to my color, right? And I found that, man, you know, he made me and he made you, and we got more similarities than differences. Now, I will never ignore the cultural differences, right? I'm not saying that, but what I am saying is, like I said, I'm looking for hearts, man. And I found that the funny thing is, you know, a lot of musicians are all replaceable, including myself. But the thing about me, it's going to be hard to find somebody who grew up listening to Dr. Dre, but has spent enough time with country music to mold the two. So it kind of gives me job security. It's like, man,
unicorn.
I'm a unicorn, and it's only because of humility, right? So, and the more you're gonna find what you look for. If you think, man, those people are against me, you're gonna find those ones who are against you. If you think, man, everybody's out, there are enough people out for my good for me to do well, you're gonna find that. And I think that's my life has been a testament to that.
Yeah, that's amazing. That's amazing, awesome. Right there.
Awesome.
And okay, Coach Foss says, what's your genre of music? So yeah, he was in country music. If you're just sitting back putting a record on, what you listening to?
Man, so I play country music for a living, but I also have a funk band. I love funk music.
Oh,
So I got
okay.
so I go, when I work for other people, I'm like a waiter, whatever you want. But when I got my own band, it's horns, it's guitars, bass, and it's funk. And I like Lettuce funk band. I like musical artists like Jill Scott. I'm a big Dave Matthews Band fan. But for me, music is like I listen to so much music and study so much music. I can go real off the deep end with the stuff that I like people probably never even heard of. But
master of his craft.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Just curious.
Well, hey man, definitely glad to have you on,
Sure.
and a consummate pro. And thank you so much for the value that you brought to the locker room tonight.
Man, thanks for having you guys. Man, you guys made it feel like 5 minutes, man. Y'all are great.
Yeah,
great energy. Great questions. It was fun,
appreciate you
man.
coming
Thank you
on.
for
No
having me.
doubt.
Yeah.
You killed it. So, hey, there you guys have it. This is the great Hubert Payne, and he is signing off tonight, and we'll definitely have you back on soon. Okay, brother?
Thank you. Thanks, man. I appreciate y'all.
For sure, my man. Appreciate you.
All right, you guys. So, hey, man, right there, you guys are getting it from somebody that's done it on a few different levels.
Yeah, that's
He's
the
done
sauce.
it on the sports level.
Yeah.
He's done it on the music entertainment level. Obviously, you can do both, some of these kids are selling themselves short, man.
Yeah.
On what they can do.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely, man. You got to maximize all of your talent, man. It's a lot of players, man, that can do so much outside of that. So don't ever put yourself in a box, guys. You're more than just a football player, I mean, we all love the game. We all have goals that we want to achieve in the game, but don't ever be where you limit yourself to just the game. Ever.
Yeah. Even Mateo Uyangalele, Big Dave, and DJ's dad.
Yeah.
His younger son is a big-time music producer, man, and he said he's already making money in that and probably can make more money in that than football.
I'm telling you,
you guys do not limit yourself. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed tonight's show with the great Hubert Payne, Hannibal Navy's former teammate at the University of Colorado. That's his cousin. If you're watching Hannibal, much love and shouts out to you. And for those that are joining us live, thank you for joining us live. And for those that are watching the recording, thank you for watching. You guys see Q making the move. Do not forget to hit the button, you guys. Subscribe to the Locker Room Show so that the YouTube algorithms can pump us out across the Ethernet and get us in front of more people that need this type of value, need this type of information and education so they can take it to the next level. So hit that subscribe button. Please share with your family, your friends, any football players, parents, or coaches out there. Make sure you share with them. So I am your host, Coach Terrence Wood, and that is Q the Guru. Anything you want to say to the people, Q?
Hey, Coach, we got another hot one coming, man. And before you know it, it's going to be the season again.
Yep.
I'm telling you,
and it's off season.
It's a blur. Hey, but any players that's listening now, you remember our guest tonight was just saying you had a guy that was just in the Super Bowl and he's right back on the turf. It does not stop. Schoolwork doesn't stop. Learning doesn't stop. And and workouts don't stop, man.
5 days later.
I'm telling 5 days later. So it's always somebody out there, man, that's looking to take your scholarship, take your spot, whether you in high school, in the league, anywhere in between. So it's constant work. It does not stop. It can't stop. And we'll definitely see y'all.
Because what A.J. Brown knows is somebody's trying to take that money. Somebody's trying to take some money off his baby's table. So he ain't having that. So you guys move the same way. I'm Coach Terrence Wood, Q the Guru. We will see y'all at the top. Have a good one.